Hello, friends. One day a woodpecker came down from his tree and he saw a little dog in the garden. He thought to himself, I've never seen that kind of a bird before. Let's go and say hello to him. The woodpecker flew closer and closer to the dog. Hello, he said. What's your name? The dog was so frightened by the sudden appearance of his strange bird that he started to bark loudly and to try to bite him. Of course, the woodpecker wasn't too happy about that, so he flew away and sat on a tree branch. From up there, he watched the dog playing in the garden and thought, it's such a pity that he doesn't know me. He seems like a nice dog, but he's just afraid of me because he's never seen a bird like me before. The woodpecker wanted to make friends with the dog, but how could he do that? He thought, and finally he had a great idea. He would build a little nest with some wood chips and place it right next to the dog's house. And then every day he would come back to this nest and pretend to be a little baby bird that fell out of the tree and can't fly yet. Maybe the dog would see that he's just a little baby bird and would not be afraid of him anymore. So the woodpecker got to work at once. He gathered some wood chips and twigs and made a little nest. It was such a cute little nest that even the gardener who was watering the plants nearby stopped to admire it. Oh, what a nice nest, he said. It must be so cozy for a little bird. And the woodpecker just nodded his head proudly. He hoped that everything would go according to plan. And the next morning, when the sun was shining brightly and the birds were singing sweetly, the woodpecker came back to his nest. He puffed up his chest and started to chirp loudly, just like a little baby bird. Help, help, mommy. I fell out of the tree. I can't fly. I'm hungry. I need some water. The dog, who was sleeping peacefully in his house until that moment, woke up with a start. What's that noise? He thought. He came out of his house and started to bark furiously at the strange bird that dared to disturb his sleep. But the woodpecker kept chirping loudly and didn't seem to notice the angry dog at all. He even pretended to be thirsty and dipped his beak into a nearby puddle. Oh, that's it, the dog said. I can't stand it anymore. And he started to run towards the woodpecker. The woodpecker was very scared, but he had to keep up his act. So he just kept chirping and limping, and finally he even pretended to faint. The dog stopped in front of him and started to pant heavily. He was so tired after the short run. And when he saw the strange bird lying on the ground, he felt sorry for him. He had a little bark and asked, "Are you okay?" The woodpecker slowly opened one eye, then the other, and finally he stood up. "Thank you for saving me," he said. "I'm so grateful to you." The dog couldn't believe his ears. Did this strange bird just thank me? He thought. He had never talked to a bird before, let alone being thanked by one. You're welcome, he stammered. The woodpecker smiled. "You're a very kind dog," he said. "I'd like to be your friend." The dog wagged his tail. "I'd like that too," he said. And from that day on, the dog and the woodpecker became best friends. They spent their days playing in the garden and their evenings sitting together on the tree branch, just talking about everything and nothing.